They're acting like a married couple and they're not even trying to hide it anymore. Did you know that touching noses in Korea is the direct equivalent of kissing? Well, they do it without a second thought. And Jungkook's obsession with working out isn't a coincidence. Every rep has a name and surname, Jimin, who never stops praising his arms like the proudest couple in the world. But listen to this. When Jimin threatened to stop talking to him, Jungkook totally panicked, because losing his voice hurts him more than anything. And to top it all off, even the official Las Vegas account publicly commented on being obsessed with that energy that only they have. Don't go away, because the best is yet to come. Jimin and Jungkook have a very special way of showing affection that goes far beyond a simple greeting. When they touch or rub their noses, they're using body language that, in Korean culture, symbolizes a very deep and real intimacy. It's impressive to see how this gesture is almost identical to a kiss, demonstrating a closeness that only couples with a bond as strong as theirs dare to show in public. Throughout recent concerts and in many moments from previous years, we've seen Jimin and Jungkook repeat this nose touch time and time again. It's not a coincidence, it's how they confirm to us that their relationship is real. Every time they choose to get so close, they're showing us that their connection is unique and that they aren't afraid to show the world how much they love each other, with this touch being the clearest sign that their relationship is serious and profound. As Jikook fans, we realize that these small gestures are the proof that confirms their love story. Seeing Jimin approach Jungkook in such an intimate way, we understand that they are building their own form of communication. This brush of noses isn't just a touch, it's a symbol of their relationship, demonstrating that their affection is genuine and that every time they're together, they find a way to express the bond that we, as fans, so admire. If you've ever wondered why Jungkook works so hard at the gym and does so many exercises, the answer is simpler than it seems. Every time he shows off his muscles, Jimin is there to compliment his arms and triceps, telling him how sexy he looks. These compliments are the driving force behind Jungkook's workout, becoming his greatest source of motivation to improve his physique day after day, demonstrating his desire to excel for someone very special. For a long time, Jimin has always been present, watching Jungkook train with dedication. It's very common to see Jimin not only watching Jungkook during his routine but also praising and touching him, demonstrating an incredible closeness. This constant support is the main catalyst for his effort. Jungkook knows he has Jimin's attention with every move, and that's what truly motivates him to give his all in each exercise to show him the results. For those of us who closely follow Jikook, it's easy to see that this training is part of their dynamic as a couple. Jungkook doesn't just train out of discipline, he trains because he knows Jimin will appreciate every bit of progress. Seeing how involved Jimin is in his routine makes it clear that their relationship is Jungkook's fuel. It's a direct sign that all the physical effort we see on screen has a clear purpose: to keep alive the connection and mutual admiration that Jimin and Jungkook share. It's amazing to see how Jikook has these tender moments, where a simple topic like food becomes a demonstration of how much they care for each other. It all started when Jimin jokingly said, "I'm not going to talk to Jungkook tomorrow," referring to the smell of garlic. But the most important thing here is Jungkook's immediate reaction. He wasn't worried about the smell, but rather about making sure Jimin actually spoke to him the next day. For Jungkook, anything is less serious than going a moment without talking to Jimin. The dynamic continued when Jungkook, looking for a quick solution so Jimin wouldn't distance himself, asked, "But you ate it too, right?" To which Jimin replied confidently, "No, I only ate onions." Upon hearing this and realizing that Jimin was serious, Jungkook could only say, "Ah, I see. But I don't think the smell will last until tomorrow." With that phrase, Jungkook showed that all he wanted was to eliminate any excuse Jimin might have for not talking to him the next day. This conversation confirms that, for them, everyday problems or jokes about spices are just excuses to interact. What truly matters in their relationship is constant contact. When we see how Jungkook tries to defuse the situation so as not to miss a single second of Jimin's attention, we realize that their bond is his number one priority. It's an adorable exchange that demonstrates that their communication is the driving force behind everything they share day after day. We often focus on how Jungkook looks at Jimin, but Jimin's gaze toward Jungkook is just as revealing and powerful. There are moments in interviews where Jimin looks at Jungkook with a mixture of total admiration and an energy that clearly communicates that he is his partner. It's that bold, direct, and provocative look that leaves Jungkook completely bewildered, reminding us of the certainty with which Jimin recognizes the bond they share. It's evident that neither Jimin nor Jungkook knows how to hide their feelings when they're in front of the cameras. The way Jimin looks at him leaves no room for doubt. It's a look that reflects pride and closeness. When Jimin looks at him that way, he's confirming to all of us that he knows perfectly well what Jungkook means in his life. It's a connection that's palpable, and that they, regardless of their surroundings, reveal through their eyes every time they share a space. Observing these moments, we understand that the intensity of their relationship is real and constant. Those glances always end up confirming the deep bond that unites them, making it impossible for anyone following their interactions not to notice the chemistry between them. Jimin doesn't need to say words to express what he feels for Jungkook, because his gaze says it all. It's the constant confirmation that the bond between them is solid, special, and, above all, unique in their relationship. Sometimes, the small gestures Jimin and Jungkook share are so obvious that they don't go unnoticed by anyone, not even official institutions in major cities. During their stay in Las Vegas, a fan account posted a compilation of several moments where they appear together, and something totally unexpected happened. The official TikTok account of the city of Las Vegas itself decided to comment with a very clear message: "We're obsessed." It was a direct sign that the energy between them is so powerful that it attracts everyone's attention, even entities that have no direct connection to their music. It's easy to understand why this message had such an impact on us as fans. The moments Jimin and Jungkook shared in Las Vegas, full of glances, knowing smiles, and that constant way they look out for each other, became unforgettable memories for everyone who had the opportunity to see them. The natural connection between them wasn't something only we noticed, it was so real and visible during those concerts that even official accounts joined the conversation to openly express how much they loved seeing them interact in such a special and genuine way. For those of us who have followed Jikook's story for a long time, this event confirms that their bond is not something that goes unnoticed under any circumstances. Las Vegas undoubtedly became an unforgettable backdrop for their relationship, leaving behind scenes where their complicity was the absolute protagonist every second. That an official account from such a globally renowned city validates these moments in this way demonstrates that the chemistry between Jimin and Jungkook is an undeniable fact that continues to captivate everyone, solidifying those days in Las Vegas as one of the most precious and memorable moments we have recorded in their history. The most impressive thing about this event is how Jikook's naturalness broke down the barriers of privacy to become a phenomenon that everyone could perceive. It wasn't an act or a moment that needed explanation, it was the authentic way they treat each other when they're together. The fact that an official city entity ended up being part of the conversation demonstrates that, when they are together, their relationship radiates such positive energy that it's impossible to ignore. Furthermore, this reinforces the idea that Jimin and Jungkook live in their own world no matter where they are. Every time they are together, a different atmosphere is created, full of gestures and care that only they fully understand. It is this ability to be themselves, even in the midst of massive events and in front of thousands of people, that makes them unique. For fans, seeing how the outside world recognizes this special connection is a victory, because it confirms what we have always known. There are moments that last only a few seconds, yet convey far more than any lengthy speech. The way Jungkook looks at Jimin is one of those moments that compels any fan to pause the video and replay the scene to observe every detail. There's such evident tenderness and affection in his expression that it's impossible for those of us who follow his journey to miss. It's simply Jungkook looking at someone who holds a profoundly important place in his life, with an honesty that touches the heart of the viewer. What makes these moments so special is the complete naturalness with which they occur. Nothing seems out of place, it's the sincere gaze of someone who feels deep affection for the person beside them. For his part, Jimin always manages to light up the room with his adorable and welcoming nature. Jimin's presence seems to be the precise point where Jungkook finds peace, and it's precisely this interplay of glances that transforms an everyday moment into a scene we'll remember for a long time, because it feels real and intimate. For us, as Jikook fans, these small details are what confirm the reality of their bond. Grand gestures aren't necessary to notice that there's something unique between them. A smile, a glance, or the way they look at each other when they think no one is watching is enough. These interactions are etched in our memories because they show us the most real and human side of their relationship. Every time we re-watch these videos, the emotion is the same because we're seeing constant proof that their connection is genuine and goes far beyond what's seen on stage. It's fascinating how a simple eye contact can mean so much. When Jungkook looks at Jimin in that specific way, he's communicating a level of trust and closeness that only exists within their relationship. It's this kind of silent language that keeps us so connected to their story because it allows us to witness the moments when they simply let themselves be. For any Jikook fan, these scenes aren't just videos, these are testaments to a complicity that grows stronger every day and always ends up confirming how special the bond between them is, demonstrating that their chemistry is something they can't hide, no matter how hard they try. Furthermore, this helps us understand that, despite their busy schedules and public lives, they remain true to themselves when they're together. That look from Jungkook isn't for the cameras or the public, it's a look directed exclusively at Jimin, which gives it enormous sentimental value. When we see how Jimin responds with that same naturalness, it becomes clear that their relationship is a safe haven for both of them. This is why fans value these moments so much, because in that brief span of time, we can see the essence of their love, a connection that remains strong and allows us to be part of their story from the comfort of our screens. It's no surprise that Jungkook always stands out, but now he's been officially recognized as the classic heartthrob in the renowned Internet Boyfriend Style Guide. No Manners magazine featured him in its special hair trends issue, highlighting that his current look, clearly inspired by 90s heartthrobs, is the perfect example of how to balance retro style with a totally modern feel. His haircut, with the ideal length for his bangs to fall softly over his eyebrows, has quickly become a global fashion reference. This distinction is no accident, as Jungkook has been strongly championing this aesthetic in each of his recent collaborations with Calvin Klein. In these campaigns, we not only see a clear physical evolution but also a confidence that comes from someone who perfectly understands how to capture everyone's attention with a single gesture. That natural movement of his hair, combined with the way he wears clothes, has led the public and experts to agree that he is the role model to follow when it comes to men's fashion trends today. For us, as BTS fans, seeing this kind of recognition is further proof that their impact goes far beyond music. Every little detail in their appearance, from the care they take with their haircuts to the natural way they pose for the cameras, reinforces that heartthrob image that has so captivated their fans. Jungkook doesn't just follow trends, he sets them, making a style inspired by past decades feel fresh, current, and, above all, very personal. It's this ability to adapt his image that always makes him stand out. What's most interesting about all of this is how this new style reinforces the confidence Jungkook projects to the world. Being named in this style guide confirms that his image is as influential as his artistic talent. When we see him at events, in interviews, or in his impactful campaigns, we understand that he's going through a phase where confidence is his best accessory. For the fandom, enjoying this evolution is a fundamental part of the constant support we give him, knowing that behind each photograph, there's impeccable image work that solidifies him as one of the most important and followed figures of our generation. Furthermore, it's impossible not to notice that this style seems to have captured everyone's attention, elevating his status as an icon. This recognition of No Manners is simply a confirmation of what we already knew. Jungkook has a natural charisma that makes him shine in any light. Seeing him sport that fringe falling over his eyebrows and that relaxed yet sophisticated attitude reaffirms why he's the center of attention. For Jikook fans, seeing Jungkook at his best, looking impeccable and confident, is a source of pride, knowing that his professional and personal growth is always accompanied by that essence that makes him, simply, himself.